The internet, the digital frontier. These are the voyages of the TrekCast crew. Its continuing mission to explore strange new ideas, to seek out new facts and new observations, to boldly go where no Trek fans have gone before.
It is.
Yes,
it is
exactly.
now. Yeah. So
We're going to be doing this more often. It's going to be fun.
Oh wait, or was it? Yeah.
What?
No, now it's recording, or is it now not recording?
I have no idea.
Huh. Well, they made a little thing, so it's. I think it's recording. If not, then this isn't our first video podcast.
Well, we did last week the Facebook Live, so we'll be doing
Oh, yeah.
more and more of this stuff.
In fact, you could probably just film that right there. if you
Yeah.
want to.
Just,
Okay.
can you imagine the madness?
I'm just gonna test this real quick, and then so. Okay. So anyway, that was our. We had some technical difficulties. We're coming on a little late because
Yes.
we just had to fix some stuff. I'm gonna EQ me a little better. See what the
David
ooh, see,
fixes things.
I'm live DJing. See how I can do this like right there.
David fixes stuff.
So anyway, this is our first. We could tell we're not good at video
Yeah.
because I just bought a bunch of crappy gear and just set it up and went. All right, let's go. So anyway, let's talk about Star Trek because that's what people tuned in to hear.
Yeah.
First off, the trailer came out today.
Wait.
What?
Oh, the trailer for the new series.
Yes.
Yes, I know. Isn't that great?
Yeah. It was a teaser trailer.
I was teasing you there. That's what I was doing. See, I was building anticipation.
I didn't know what was going on, but the teaser trailer came out. Awesome.
It's weird. I can look at you there, and I can look at you
Yeah,
here.
but now you're gonna get lost in the.
I know, it's so crazy.
So,
Sorry. So yeah, you know what? I did you see that new cruise, new worlds, new what did it say?
It was like dun. Dun, 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 dun. It was 4 things: new crew, no crew. I don't know what it was.
We'll have to rewatch later.
It looked very JJ-ish, like
Yeah.
the effects wise.
I liked it kind of zoomed in on Earth and then all of a sudden goes to warp.
Yeah, it spins over, and then I liked also that it just said Star Trek, but it had the theme. It had all the old, because one of the biggest letdowns of the JJ verse to me is the lack of dun 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 dun, dun the actual Star Trek theme.
It's in both of them, but it's just at the end.
Well, it's after the movie's over, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so but I mean in the movie or like the beginning, and
Yeah.
this was all about that.
Yeah.
It was so cool to get finally our Star Trek theme.
So I'm usually like a proponent for everything, and I love everything. But I gotta say, the new logo, I was like, it looks like Batman versus Superman logo. You like?
Oh, I didn't notice.
It kind of looks like like metal, but with scratches in it.
Yeah, but it was a Star Trek font.
Yeah, I get it. But and then the letters, the R's. I was like, come on, you guys, really?
I didn't even notice that.
Dude,
How many
well,
times did you watch
Just
it?
once,
Okay.
but I was like, I looked at the R's and I was like, that is just like stupid.
Oh, I don't even know what they
Wait,
look like.
we'll look at the R's later together, and we'll reevaluate
Wow,
the
yeah,
R's together.
The R's.
And I usually don't complain about anything, but man, I was like, this just looks dumb.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice. I love the music. I love it was awesome.
Yeah.
That actually got me more hyped up than any of the new movies.
I'm hyped. I'm pumped. I'm ready. And let's go. Let's get going.
So that came out today. That was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
You know what else is pretty awesome?
What's that?
I won tickets to the Star Trek Beyond fan event
Yes, you did.
Paramount.
Really?
Yes, I did. I'd like to personally thank Brian Wilkins and the TrekNews.net crew for giving me those. That's awesome.
They are literally some of our best friends, by the way.
Yes, they literally are. And they if you need some Trek fix, you need to go to that site and check.
In fact,
check it
that's
out.
where I saw the Trek. No, actually, I saw it on our Facebook group. So,
Yeah.
I think it was from there, but it was from the TrekNews.net.
Yes, it's like a mouthful. It's like a tongue teaser.
TrekNews.net. So yeah, that was big news. I think it looked awesome.
I can't wait. I'm going. You can't go. I asked you if you wanted to go,
Yeah, I
and
can't
so I signed up, and me and Jeef are going. Jeef was one of my cohorts in crime at Forks.
This is the thing we talked about last week. You go to the Paramount Studio, you watch the new trailer.
Yeah, and the cast and crew are going to be there. I don't know if the whole cast and crew is going to be there, but definitely the director. I know Chris Pine and Simon Pegg are going to be there for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that's big. That's big news.
I've never done it. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to me. Like, okay, doing a Hollywood event for the 50th anniversary of Star Trek for the new Star Trek movie to see a trailer.
That kind of seems like it might be. I don't mean to poo-poo it, but would that be kind of a letdown when you're like, all right, it's been 30 seconds and we're done?
Yeah, it's scheduled from 7 to 11, so that's 4 hours, and the trailer is going to be like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, so
That's what I mean. It's like, okay, now you're all here. Let's watch it. Well, you know what? People do that at Comic-Con all the time, though.
True.
You know, they stand in line for hours to see a panel.
I hope I don't have to stand in line for 4 hours to see a 2.5-minute trailer. I mean,
Ooh.
I wouldn't mind. I hope. I just. It's a fan event, so they're kind of making a big deal about it. So I'm thinking there's going to be a little bit more than just the trailer.
Right.
That's me. That's my personal opinion.
I said that a couple weeks ago. I think they might like give you a little bonus something or a little the first scene or something. Because remember, and we talked about it that like the Into Darkness, they played the whole first like few minutes.
Yeah.
Like that would be cool. Just give us a little more. I mean, you're going all the way out there.
Yeah. Burbank.
Huh.
So where should I hit? Where should I hit up when I'm out there? At
Oh,
Burbank?
I'll give you a list.
A list.
Yes.
The whole shebang.
Yeah. I'll give you a whole list of things to do.
I'm excited.
Where you got to go get a taco. Where you got to go get a burrito. Where you got to go to get a tostada. Where you got to go to. I mean, no, you'll be on a Mexican food rant because that's what all.
Well, it's all that's out there.
I know it. It's amazing. So.
I was looking at a map. There's like a cemetery behind Paramount Studios, and they play like movies there.
Oh yeah, it's Forest Lawn.
Have you been there before?
Yeah, they used to do they do movies on. They used to do movies on during the summer on Friday nights.
In a funeral, on
Yeah.
a cemetery.
Yeah,
What?
and then during Halloween they would play like a scary movie. But you got this is Forest Lawn. Every old actor is buried there.
Oh,
so
really?
it's more of like a more Hollywood kind of thing. Yeah, it's their
okay.
graves, but they'd show movies of people buried there.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's King Kong because Fay Wray's right there, or it's
weird.
or W.C. Fields right there. So they play, it's
It's just kind of like I'm sure people have died over millennia but it just seems weird to like watch a movie over somebody's grave.
we're all standing on dead people.
Kinda.
I mean,
I don't think so here in Nevada.
Oh, that's true. There probably wasn't anybody here.
There wasn't anybody here. I mean,
That's true.
But
yeah, it was called Movie in the Park. It had a name, and we'd go every once in a while.
did they ever do Star Trek there?
No,
Never.
no, but
There's
now,
no Star Trek people
But now,
buried
if
there?
like Leonard Nimoy was buried there, that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But by the way, that's a great cemetery to go to. It's kind of a museum and cemetery. I mean, everybody's buried there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from like I said, W.C. Fields to Bob Hope to, I mean, it's like the big Hollywood cemetery.
That's awesome.
So, if it's the one I'm thinking of, see, I mean, Paramount's in Hollywood. There's a cemetery there too, but Forest Lawn is in Burbank.
Okay.
It's up on the hill, right by the Disney Studios. It's up
There's
on the hill.
there literally is. I was looking on a map. Is right behind Paramount Studios.
Oh. I don't. I'll have to. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's tackle a topic, shall we?
What shall we?
I had a great conversation with our old friend Jason back from
Jason
episode 1, 2,
Voss.
1, 2, and 4.
Jason Voss. And the Lost in Time
Yeah,
episode.
and we were talking about Game of Thrones because that's just out, and talking about the new Star Trek, and I want to run this by you. So he had a great topic about it. It wasn't like a let's make a topic. We were just friends talking on the phone, but he brought up a good point that how Game of Thrones has changed the game. Like when we were kids and we'd watch we'd watch Dragon Slayer,
Yeah.
and Beastmaster,
Yeah,
and
I love Beastmaster.
but they just never really did it right. It always kind of left you like
Wanting a little bit more.
Yeah, it was never like even Conan, which I love both Conans, Destroyer and Barbarian, but they're still not that they still weren't true to the actual
the source.
Yeah, I mean it was still, and I was and Jason had a great quote. He was like, yeah, well these movie producers and TV people back then, these are the people that were producing, what's the Battle of the Network Stars.
Oh,
and then you
yeah.
expect them to handle Conan. It's like, it's just, but now we're more sophisticated.
Can you imagine? Hear me out. Just a little sidetrack. Imagine a Conan movie now, but animated in the style of what's his name, Boris.
Frank Frazetta.
Frank Frazetta, or what's Vallejo?
Boris Vallejo. But yeah, Frazetta did all the Conan stuff.
Could you imagine like an animated feature Conan film done in that style? They could do it now. You know?
They did.
Did they?
It's called Fire and Ice. And Frank Frazetta did all the artwork. And in fact, if you haven't seen Fire and Ice, ladies
I've
and
seen
gentlemen,
Fire and Ice, but that's not Conan, is it?
No, but it's close. It's like a barbarian story. But yeah.
No, I've seen it, but
Okay.
it's been years.
I have it. It's amazing. I love that movie. Anyway, but the point was, we're like that's kind of a game changer. You can no longer make a stupid fantasy movie anymore. It's like, well, you can, but
The people will hate it. Like Dungeons and Dragons. Remember that one
Oh my God,
with
the worst
John
movie.
not John Malkovich, but Jeremy Irons was in it.
and Wayne's brother. It was so bad. But see, you can't do that anymore. I mean, you can, but it's just going to fail because the game has been changed. And so we were thinking about other genres, and then how this is going to relate to Star Trek in a bit. But other genres that changed the game. Saving Private Ryan.
Gotcha.
You like it was Saving? I put a Saving Private Ryan. So Saving Private Ryan. You could know, and that like Band of Brothers wouldn't have been Band of Brothers without that movie. Or no World War II movie will ever be like the old cheesy World War II movies.
No,
that's changed to. I think because we're the History Channel generation, and you can't make those old cheesy movies anymore because we've seen enough History Channel to go. That's not how it was.
Yeah, that's not how it was.
And I don't necessarily know that Saving Private Ryan was perfect, but that seems like that's how it was.
When I saw that in the movie theater, I literally was like, I felt like something had like hit me when I got out of the theater. Like I felt like I was punch drunk. Like what just happened?
Did I ever tell you my Saving Private Ryan story?
No.
It came out in the theaters and I missed it, which is a shame because I'm a big World War II fan. I think I got too much trouble on my. There we go.
And Spielberg.
Yes. So what happened? Well, now I'm too dull.
You're never dull, Dave.
I could turn up my brightness. But not this brightness. Only this brightness. So I went. So it got nominated or whatever. So it came back out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. So then I went.
Oh, so you did get to see it.
Yeah. Okay. So, but here's what happened. So. We're waiting to go into the theater, and it's already showing in the theater. So but I don't want to hear or see anything or whatever. So we'll just stay out in the lobby.
Yeah.
And everybody walking out of the movie was crying.
Yeah, you know what? There was a guy in the theater. When I saw it in the theater, there was probably only like 10 people. I went like in an afternoon.
Right.
And there was an old guy just crying like when he was walking out. I was like, oh my God. And I really, honestly, I felt like somebody just hit me. Like,
well, I was like, oh crap, what am I about to see?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then within the first, that first 8 minutes is like, oh my God. I remember looking at the walls of the theater to convince myself that I'm not there. You know what I mean?
Look away.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done that since Jaws in 1977, and I was like 2 years old. Like, I've never. I mean, that's how scared I was. I was like looking away, going, "This isn't real. This is real. I'm just in a theater. It's AMC. I remember driving here. It was. But anyway, it changed the game.
Yeah.
Now you can't make a goofy World War II movie. I mean, you could make you could make a comedy, but you can't do it seriously anymore. After that,
yeah,
it has to be.
It has to live up to that
benchmark. Yeah. We were also talking about. It could be argued. But I think, and we were talking about, it's Deadwood for Westerns.
Okay.
Maybe Unforgiven as well.
Yeah.
But I liken it to Deadwood because that seems probably most like what
Unforgiven would be like my movie-wise benchmark.
Right. But the way Deadwood did it, just the way they didn't say like, oh, hey, howdy there, partner, and shoot the gun out of the guy's hands, and all that. They didn't do any of that stuff. No, it seemed real. Like if you were in a gunfight, you were lucky if anybody even lived or even got shot because it's hard to shoot. There was none of that kind of stuff. So
the bullets were they weren't very technically.
Yeah, you can't have gun will travel now. No. After that, it just won't work. I was trying to think of other genres Star Wars obviously changed sci-fi.
Yeah,
like obviously that just completely changed. You can no longer make goofy sci-fi movies anymore.
Well, they can. They're called Episode 1, 2, and 3.
that's kind of true, but at least it was done at the right scale.
Yeah. I'm just teasing.
So, and we were thinking, and I'm trying to think of other genres.
One of the things we talk about here a lot on the show is like technology and stuff like that. So, for raising the benchmark with Star Trek, like you're talking about.
Well, okay, that's what I was saying. So. You've got these historical accuracy type of, and there's no historical accuracy to Game of Thrones, but at least it feels like that's what it would be. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Beastmaster doesn't feel like that's what it was, like that's not what like this otherworldly medieval times would have been like, but Game of Thrones
talking ferrets and Tawny Katane in a bikini.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
But at least Game of Thrones seems realistic.
Was it Tawny Katane? No, it was what was her name?
I don't remember.
Tanya Roberts.
Oh yeah, Tanya Roberts.
I had some feels for her.
So we're thinking, okay, now with the new Star Trek show, though, since we don't have any historical accuracy, obviously, because you're doing the future, this is a unique position to be in. Now,
well, you have to with Star Trek. It has to be fictitious, though. you can't have scientific accuracy because
Well, of course. Well, that's same as like Game of Thrones. It's
Yeah.
like there's dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
And but you got to, but it's got to feel right because I think we're a more sophisticated audience now.
So I was gonna use The Expanse as a perfect example, the sci-fi series. I know you haven't watched it.
That movie I haven't seen. Oh, that show.
Show you haven't seen yet. That is very, to me, it's like the Game of Thrones in space, kinda. So that would be a good stepping off point. Although that show represents science actually, like, you know, the vacuum of space, and there's no sound in space.
See, I almost think Star Trek's going to have to try to do that. At
Yeah,
some
they're gonna
point.
have to change the game a little bit because I mean, like we know now. That's one of the things I wanted to mention is that the science aspect of Star Trek, we're catching up to it, and certain things that were displayed in the original series. And with the advent of like drones and cell phone technology and stuff like that, they're literally going to have to fundamentally change some core things about Star Trek.
Oh yeah, well I mean the computer consoles for one.
Like robots in Star Trek. No robots in Star Trek. They get, how do you address that kind of stuff? Because it's going to be.
Unless they just ignore it and it's just a new Star Trek show, or something. Who knows? But I think they almost have to, because Battlestar Galactica tried it and it worked. With ships don't fly around like they're like an arrow, like they're flying through air.
Yeah.
They just turn in place and go the other direction. Yeah, things like that. Gravity. Now with the technology, CGI technology, gravity doesn't have to be such a absolute. They can do an away mission on a planet that's got less gravity, more gravity.
The Expanse showed that perfectly. Like when they had to do a course adjustment, like a major course adjustment, they had to like strap in and like put on these like gravity suits to make them not splat into the walls.
Well, you would, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Star Trek has inertial dampeners.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that will which keeps
You
you from
explain
doing,
that away, yeah, of course.
But at least it's there, and I'm just thinking that now that we're a little more sophisticated as an audience, I think we're going to need a little bit more than just putting on space pajamas and you know what I mean, and walking around on carpeted floors. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to fly.
We're
anymore.
gonna have to have pockets on our jumpsuits.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's because if you think about it, I was watching Next Gen, and yeah, they're wearing pajamas. It's carpet. It's like we're gonna have to not. I mean, maybe. I mean, but I'm just saying. I don't think that's gonna fly. It's gonna have to feel a little more realistic, a little more Deadwood, a little more Saving Private Ryan, a little more Game of Thrones.
That and the advent of HD, you can't have these. You have to have these things look accurate.
True.
Now, you used to be able to hide it behind the camera because oh hey, it's we're only broadcasting in 480p or whatever, 480i or whatever.
Oh, back then it was like
now,
yeah.
now you can see, or 360 or whatever it was. Now you can see things, 4K. So
I
you can
also-
see the little teeniest details.
I've also noticed. I've been watching a lot of Next Generation, and I cannot think of one time off the top of my head where you saw the port side of the Enterprise. You only see the starboard side.
Really
Boom!
nailed it.
How about that?
How
about that for some thinking? You only see it only goes from left to right on the screen.
Well, the original series they did that.
But even Next Gen,
They never even finished the other side of the model.
Oh,
They just filmed the one side.
Because on Next Gen, same thing. It's like every time you see it from the front, you see it from the back, you see it from the starboard side, but you never see the back side.
You know why that probably is? And I'm not a technical genius, but I'm sure there's people out there that are like, "Come on, you guys." Maybe because the armature, where they move the model.
Oh yeah, probably. Oh no, I'm absolutely. I believe that 100%. It was just kind of funny. It's just the same shots over and over again,
Yeah.
and it's always the right side. You never see the other side.
It's funny. Like growing up as a kid, I had like. It was always the same shots, and I know they did it for budget, and they just filmed them all at the one time because, a whole bunch of different establishing shots, and then they would just reuse those over and over and over again.
Right.
And now, we have these amazing things going on with CG, space battles, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Wanted it all my life, and now it's funny. I'm completely happy with it, but to hear people complain about it,
About
about like this or that, it doesn't look good, it doesn't look right. But you're getting to see more and more of these worlds.
oh, okay. Oh yeah, I guess. I mean, but I think that lends itself into that argument that we've all had, where sometimes less is more. Bruce the Shark being the perfect example.
Yeah.
It's like
True.
if we got a lot of Bruce the Shark, that Jaws would have sucked. It was
Yeah, true.
it was, and there's always rumor that they're gonna remake Jaws, and it's like I can already see this big CGI shark that's gonna.
They should never remake Jaws.
No, never. That's my favorite movie of all time. Don't touch it. They will,
I
but
don't. Does Spielberg own it?
I don't know.
Probably not.
It was
Probably not
first,
because it was his first feature film.
yeah, I don't know, but it's. I mean, it's.
No,
please-
second feature film. Excuse me.
Yeah, he did Something Express.
The Sugarland Express.
Yeah, which I've never seen.
I've never seen it either.
the
And he did the made-for-TV movie, The Duel, but that was made for TV.
Yeah, that didn't count. But so I was thinking about that too. You only see the one side. Effects are in the new show are going to be. Here's something. If I can set out a plea to the people at Paramount or CBS that are making the new show.
Just talk to your president, David.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
yeah, but I need to talk to a dictator. I mean an ambassador to talk to them. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen of CBS, please listen to me. None of us like Star Trek for its action. We never have. We never will.
If action is necessary, put it in, but not.
Drama, yes. Action, no. I'm trying to think. Like, everybody think of your favorite episode. I'll give you a second. Got it. Now, how much action was in that episode? I'm gonna guess close to none.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm trying to. When you say favorite episode, I get lost in the stars. I'm like, what?
I mean, everybody knows Pale Moonlight's my favorite episode. No action.
You know, what's funny?
Unless you call Cisco punching Garrick, but there wasn't a space battle, there wasn't a laser fight, there wasn't no action at all in that episode.
But there was that really cool shot of the Romulan shuttle coming into Deep Space Nine.
In fact, you didn't even see it come in; you just saw it appear.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the point, spoiler alert. But point is, no action, no fighting, no car chases, no laser battles, nothing. And it's like, and I'm thinking of every one of my top 10 episodes. There was a little bit of action. Like I love, I think it's Descent. No, Descent. No, not Descent. Redemption. With when Tasha Sela came back and all that. There was a couple little battle scenes that lasted 4 seconds.
Yeah.
But it wasn't about the action. It was about the story and the characters. Yeah, and please don't make a dumb action show. Please don't make it.
They won't. There will be action elements to it.
Yeah.
I think, you know what I was thinking about the other day, the Klingons, because they were like, well, this is after the Federation, and the Klingons are going to be at peace with the Federation. I was thinking, you know what they're going to do? They're going to make it like terrorist groups now, to tie it into real world stuff. Star Trek's always been a mirror image of us now, but in the future. And I thought, it'd be perfect because it makes sense. Most of the civilized world's fine, but then there's these splinter groups like terrorist groups that want to destabilize everything. So that would be perfect. That'd be a perfect way to make the Klingons a viable enemy, is making them like a splinter group that's violent and like terrorists that want to destabilize this union between the Federation.
Right, because this is after after
6.
6. So they kind of made peace.
So they'll be like Klingons. They'll be like the Al Qaeda Klingons
or
like ISIS Klingons.
Maybe or it'll be the Romulans. I mean.
The Romulans will most certainly will be involved, I'm sure.
But
they would want to keep a Federation Klingon alliance.
But I just want more intrigue and less dumb action. More West Wing, less Star Wars. You know what I mean? I mean, really, I'm serious.
Well,
more Law and Order, more West Wing, I want the drama with the characters and what makes Star Trek great. The reason we love it, and everybody think it's the same thing with Star Wars.
So what you're saying is, don't make Star Wars, make Star Trek.
Exactly, and the same thing with Star Wars. People go, everybody, well, if you're under 12, you like laser sword fights. It's like, yeah, but that's not what made Star Trek great. I mean, Star Wars great.
I like laser sword fights, and I'm 43.
That's what I rest my case. But that's not what made it great. You think about Star Wars, that was the worst lightsaber fight in history, but it was awesome, and it didn't matter because it was such an awesome story.
Spectacle.
Yeah, that it didn't matter. Now, Star Wars did have a lot of good action, and that's cool.
Imagine if they put laser swords in Star Trek.
No, but yeah, we don't want that. I mean, if you could pull it off, great. But I have to always go back to that's not why we like it. And everybody that thinks, oh, I like action, I want more action. Stop and think. Think of your 5 favorite episodes, and don't taint it by picking ones with action. Just your legitimate 5 favorites.
Well, you have to make it. You have to have some action, but it should only be at the pace of the story tells it.
Great example. And I was just thinking about what are like the top 5 fan favorite episodes. Isn't not Realm of Fear? What the basically the submarine battle episode of the original series.
Oh, it's Balance of Terror.
Balance of Terror. Perfect example of, I guess,
Which is a remake of Das Boot.
But I guess there's some action in it. Not really. It's just kind of they're just kind of floating around and trying to shoot each other, but not trying to shoot.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, again, there wasn't a car chase in it. You know, it was intrigue. It was drama. That and I'm thinking about the episodes that everybody loves. Best of Both Worlds, I guess, did have some action. I guess they shot some Borg. And people love that.
But it's all very quick, but it's all integral to the story, though.
Right. Yeah, it was.
Don't just throw a space battle to have a space battle.
Right. In fact, I got a little old in Deep Space Nine with the big space battles.
Well, that was war.
Right. But by that point, they had CGI and they're having these huge battles.
Yeah.
And like, okay, we get it, but that's not why we're watching this.
I'm watching season 7 of Deep Space Nine right now.
That's a rough one for me.
I just finished 6, so I'm
you
just
have
right
to,
on
yeah.
7.
Actually, I'm gonna say it's not right. It's still an amazing show, and I keep forgetting how good 7 is.
I just watched the episode with Sloan. The first episode with Sloan.
Oh yeah.
Where he tries to. I forgot all about. Forgot all about it. It was the one where
the holodeck one.
Yeah, kinda. Where Julian gets accused of being a spy for the Dominion.
Right, and that was the one with the Romulan senator lady. Oh no, that was a later one where they sent him to Romulus. Okay, yeah, no, I know what you mean.
No, but it was pretty good. And then of course they meet Sloan. So, and we know what that goes. You know, remember the episode where they go inside his brain and they're trying to pick his brain.
You're getting to that, and that's not a very good episode. That's the weirdest. That was when Bashir and O'Brien confessed their love to each other. Yeah. And it was in a weird, I mean, they really did. I mean, we've all seen it. It was strange, man. It was, and you're like, they're in Sloane's brain. I don't know. I think they're running out of ideas.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were trying to say there was a bottle episode. Let's do an episode on the set.
Yeah.
With all this Dominion stuff and it was all the Paul Ray stuff going on at that point. It was like, but that was such a weird...
that was, and then the next episode wasn't the next episode the one where Jetsia bites the big one.
Oh no,
I think it was the next episode.
Well, she bit it in 6.
Yeah, well, I think it was the very next episode. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I kind of just go to sleep to it and then I let it play.
That's what I do too. It takes me 2 days to watch an episode. I watch a half hour before I go to bed and then a half hour before I go to bed.
Yeah. Do you ever get that? You know, you have like a couple too many drinks, and then you're like, I think I watched this.
Oh yeah,
I don't
or
remember it.
Even worse, I'll the next day I'll put it on, and it's like, well, it's already to the next episode. Meaning, I know I didn't
watched it,
or I know I didn't finish it. Either I fell asleep with it on, or just turned the TV on and let it go, or what, or I watched it and was passed out. I don't know, but yeah, it's like I gotta like fast forward halfway through the episode.
Netflix needs like a mode where it's got a camera watching you, and as soon as you close your eyes, it stops playing.
Or like just a sleep mode. They do have the are you going to watch the next episode kind of thing? Yeah. Which I've never actually seen that happen. I've never watched enough to.
I hate to say that I have.
That's never happened to me. That reminded me of something. Oh, I was just watching an episode I wanted to talk about.
What's that?
I'm watching Schisms right now, but right before Relics.
Relics.
So it was Relics and Schisms. Schisms I always think is the episode I don't like, but it turns out it's the episode I do like. But
which one are you thinking of? The one where Data has the masks?
No,
the one with Riker.
Yeah, where Riker thinks he's crazy.
Where he's in the play.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But I like the scene where he smashes the mirror.
Yeah, that old video toaster effect.
Yeah.
But the Schisms is the one. It's hard to watch when you're going to bed. That's why I thought of it, because it's all about them not being able to sleep. And nothing makes me more tired than watching somebody not be able to sleep.
Oh, really?
Oh, that drives me crazy. I'm just like, because it's right.
You're empathizing with them, and you're like, I'm going to take a nap.
One of the best scenes, just as far as TV making. Now, listen again, CBS. This is not a laser fight or a car chase. This is just awesome TV filmmaking. A scene where Riker and Geordi are walking, and Riker's talking about, "Hey, stop by at 0700, wake me up because I've not been able to sleep really well." Whatever. Yeah. He goes in, he makes his little hot toddy that he got from Crusher, and spices some water, and then gets in his space pajamas, lays on his space pillow, which is kind of funny that Day has a space pillow. It's shiny.
Does he wake up in the morning and get on his space pants?
But why do the blankets have to be shiny? I mean, we gotta have shiny blankets in the future.
Maybe in the future, everybody has shiny blankets.
I don't know. So he lays on his space pillow, pulls up his space blanket, and then they cut to Geordi walking like
Yeah.
because he just dropped him off, and then Geordi's walking, and then he beeps on the door, and Riker comes, and he's back at Riker's place, and Riker goes, "Oh, what is it?" He's like, "It's 0700." But as you watch it, you're like, that was crazy that like no time had passed and Riker still hasn't slept. And then you're like, about that point, I'm like, I'm falling asleep because I'm watching this and I'm like, I feel so bad for Riker not being able to sleep. And it's like, I want to go to sleep so bad. But yeah, that's just great television. It was a great way of doing something without any camera work, no trick cameras, no effects,
think
nothing.
We'll get some remakes of Star Trek episodes?
Ooh.
Like how like they did Next Generation,
It
they
never
did the
worked,
Naked
but-
Now,
yeah, it
they did
didn't.
the Naked Time, and then they did the Naked Now.
It never worked before.
And then what else? What other Star Trek episodes have they redone?
Didn't they do well? There was a couple that were old phase ones that they just redid, right? There was a couple
Yeah.
of season ones of Next Gen that were made.
We're gonna have to compile a list and compare the original to the new.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they had.
They have done, or at least similar storylines. Like,
Oh yeah, similar themes.
Like I'm trying to think.
Well, I was just as you think about that, I was just watching Relics, which I didn't used to like, but now I like. Maybe because I'm getting older.
The Scotty episode.
Yeah.
Because you can relate with an old guy.
Yeah, maybe. I think
out of time.
when I was a kid, I never liked that episode. Now I'm like, hey, I like that Scotty guy. He's like, because I feel bad because he's a man out of his time period.
That and you just dislike Geordi because of what he did to me all those years ago.
Well, but Geordi's good in it. Well, he's not though. He's kind of a little prick at first.
Yeah.
Like get out of here. I got work to do.
Get out of here, you old man.
Yeah, like dude. I mean, and Scotty's trying to give him advice, like. He's like, I got to finish this for the captain in an hour. He's like, how long will it really take, laddie? I'm like, an hour. Oh, you didn't tell him that, did you? Like, it's great. Like, shut up, Geordi, and listen to this guy. He knows he's no one's gonna think you're a miracle worker if you don't. It was so good, and it was like I loved it. It was like I said, I never didn't like it, but I was always like, oh, that's charming. Now I'm like glued, like, oh, this is so good. And then
Remember the name of the spaceship he crashed? He didn't crash it.
oh, and they said it
He
15
was on it
times.
when it crashed.
Yeah, they said it 15 times.
Come on, David, I'm timing you.
No, I have no idea what's. No, I'll never get it.
The Janolan.
Oh, why is it called? Is there something?
I have no idea.
You,
Maybe
you just know that, or is that
I
associated
just
with
know
something?
that. It's so weird. I don't know why I know that. I'm not one of those people like. Have you ever met one of those people that, you do like a Star Trek trivia thing and they're like, give us the registry number of the Intrepid,
Oh, okay.
not the original series Intrepid, the Next Generation Intrepid, and they're like, oh, that's NCC 15846.
I don't know how you.
And you're like,
that's.
what the? How did you pull that off?
And we do a Star Trek podcast every week. I mean, we watch and I wouldn't. I don't know. Oh, I don't know if I should admit this. I don't know the registry number for Voyager.
Oh, well, you know what? I never could remember that one either.
Yeah,
for some
I don't.
reason.
I don't know it. I have no idea.
Where nerd cred is gone.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't think it was meant. Because they mentioned 1701D.
I don't even know the. To be honest with you, I don't even know the
Oh, Defiant.
Defiant.
I don't either.
It's 18. No, I know the Reliant is NCC 1864.
But well, that's
that
pretty
one.
close to the. But they mention NCC 17101D a lot.
Well,
And
it's
they-
in all the marketing too. Like
Yeah.
you could buy products all day long for.
That's true. Yeah, you don't see. Yeah, it's so
You don't see Defiant mock-ups.
I wish you did,
should.
but yeah, you don't.
The people at the good fine folks at Diamond Select need to make a Defiant model. They're the ones that make currently make the ship toys and
Right.
stuff like that. They do a ship 1 or 2 every year, but all they've done is retreads and retreads and retreads. They
Quit defying us.
and bring us a Defiant.
So
They're doing a Bird of Prey this year, which is going to be cool, but it's not the Defiant.
they're not the ones that do the like those super expensive ones with all the lights and stuff.
No, but they're like $60-$70.
Oh, jeez. Hey, now that we're on video, you can bring show and tell.
I plan on it. As a matter of fact, I have a couple things in my car that I didn't bring up.
Because I mean, you got a lot of stuff.
Well, we should do. I think maybe if you guys listening in, you could give us some suggestions of things you'd like to see if we're doing a live show. Because obviously, doing a live show, we're not going to be able to stop and get out the model, show the model off. Maybe we do it. But
That's exactly.
just strictly video.
We got to figure out how to do this because this is still a podcast and it's going out on
So,
audio, but we're also recording this for our video show.
maybe some of our listeners, if you don't mind, send us on Facebook some of your live podcasts that you like to watch, and maybe some suggestions of things that you would like to see us do live. And I already
Boy,
know.
you're
I already know.
Already opened a can of worms.
I
on
already
that.
know what I just said was. I'm just being serious. Like just no. Me and David are not going to do anything inappropriate.
Nope.
So that's just the way that is. But
I'll say things inappropriate. I
yeah,
agree.
well, that's without a doubt. That's us.
Like not knowing the Voyager's numbers.
I'm gonna go look that up right now, and I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna commit it to memory right after the show.
I might someday secretly test you.
You will.
With
That's
that.
fine. That's good. I'll do it.
And
I'll do it.
Defiance. I don't know that one either. Huh.
Yeah,
Well.
that's crazy.
But anyway, so Relics I liked. Schisms. Oh yeah, so Schisms. It was a sleepy episode. Don't watch it at night because you. Okay, a couple rules. These are life rules, ladies and gentlemen. Don't watch Office Space on Sundays.
Okay,
Just don't ever. Just
you're off.
Yeah. Well, you won't want to go to work on Monday. It's
depressing.
Yeah, it's so depressing to watch on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And don't watch Schisms at night because you'll never stay awake for it.
Okay.
Because the sleep deprived. But what a creepy episode! And it had and I also liked that episode because it had some strange crewman that we never saw before and never saw since.
Yeah,
But I like that
we'll
they.
never see him again.
I like that they brought her in but they didn't just use Troy, or just didn't use Crusher. They brought in just this other lady, which kind of was a great idea because not everything is going to happen to one of the 7 characters. There's 2,000 people on this ship. Everything has to happen to all of them.
Yeah,
And it was a weird combination. It was Worf, Riker, and some lady, and some other people probably too, but it was like nobody else on the command crew. I thought that was really cool.
Now, is this the episode where they recreate the chair
Yes.
in the holodeck?
Yeah.
And Geordi's like, "Oh no, it's lighter. It was darker."
Oh yeah, no, Geordi was there. Oh yeah, Geordi was there too.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I guess it would be really dumb,
That was a freaky episode.
but I get that now it even makes more sense because it was Geordi, Worf, Riker, and that lady.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it was like Troy, it's like what are they just taking the entire
Yeah. Oh, here we go. The number 7.
Yeah.
The top 7.
Exactly.
Once again.
But they had the other lady that was cool, and Riker saved her at the end with those little clicky alien guys.
Clickety clackety.
Creepy, but good. But not like out of this world creepy. But yeah, that was just my back to back. I said like half episode a day. That's 4 days. I got the Relics and Schisms.
Nice.
And
I just watched. What else have I watched? The Hunting of Deck 12 on Voyager, which was like their Halloween episode.
I would say it.
You should watch it. It's actually good. It's actually good. You might be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have seen it. I saw Blood Oath or whatever. Or
Blood Oath.
no, Barge of the Dead.
Barge of the Dead.
Yeah, I saw that one.
When did you watch that one?
Oh, years ago when you made me watch
When I forced you.
it. Yeah, it was like
David.
no, it
must.
wasn't bad. I just don't like Bailana. I was like, oh, she's a oh.
So, are you looking forward to do you have like this contest in your brain, like which character of the new show am I gonna hate?
Oh, there's always going to be at least one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there always is. Well, not hate, but there's always the Wesley Crushers, which wasn't me. I don't mind Wesley Crusher. I don't like his mom. I don't mind him. But there's always somebody. What was Voyager? It was Neelix. Yeah, which I know it's funny because out of all the Voyager characters, he is not my least favorite by any stretch of the imagination.
Bailana.
Yeah, I don't like Bailana at all. She's the one I just can't wrap my head around. But I liked Rainbow Light Lizard. I thought he's cool.
How'd you come up with that name?
Alicia did. I don't know. She said.
Oh, Rainbow Line Lizard.
Yeah, it's
That's funny.
But yeah, I like him. He's funny. I don't know. He's a cool guy. On Deep Space Nine, people didn't like Kira, but I always did.
Oh yeah, I like
But I know,
her.
but she caught a lot of heat for being yappy or whatever.
Well, just because she was a strong, independent woman.
I loved her. I'm
I'm
not
anybody thought.
Bashir gets a little old to me. He grew on me, kind of like he grew on like O'Brien. I was kind of like O'Brien. I was like, I don't really like this guy. Then I kind
loved
of.
O'Brien always.
Oh no, I'm saying remember O'Brien didn't like Bashir at all.
Oh yeah,
and it took him a while to. In fact, one of the best moments in that show was people either love you or they hate you. And he's like, what about you now? He's like, well, I don't hate you anymore. The crew was not supposed to like Bashir. That was what's so funny because Kira couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
I mean, in real life she married him and they had a kid, but she couldn't stand him. He's pompous. Dax wouldn't give him any. I mean, but he's not my favorite character.
He's that guy you love to hate.
Well, he's young, he's brash, he's smart, he's good looking. It's like, yeah, he's a doctor, of course. He's easy not to like, but he ended up being great. I mean, I don't really have anybody on Deep Space Nine.
I remember when he first got introduced, that character, I was kind of like,
Well, I wasn't watching Deep Space Nine, and he did that crossover on Next Gen. And I was like, oh, I don't like this guy at all.
Yeah.
Like he's the chief medical officer on that station. I'm not watching that show.
Like, I'm not watching that
and,
show.
and even in retrospect, you watch that episode where he's on Next Generation, and he's still not good.
Yeah.
Like I see why I didn't like him. He's not very interesting. He just breaks into the medical lab and starts using something.
Yeah.
But then but they wrote him to be very nice. He's very cool to Data, like Data. He always says Data. He's too many.
Is that the episode with the sock?
No, that's the episode where he dreams, Data dreams.
No. There's a scene in that episode where Bashir forgets the actor forgot to put on his shoe or something like that, and the way the camera angle is set up, you can see that he has a sock on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no Starfleet shoes.
Oh, you can't unhear that. Really?
Yeah.
That's for sure?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, is there any other like Star Trek flops that you've looked at? That,
There is one that I've never noticed. In Deep Space Nine. No, maybe it's because I think it was Geordi that's laying in a medical bay, so it couldn't be Deep Space Nine. And there's a continuity error where like one shot he's got a pillow, space pillow, and then the next shot
shiny metallic space
yeah,
pillow?
and the next shot he does it. There's like something that's apparently. Well, I told you there's rumor is, and I've seen the footage of Riker and Picard walking out of the holodeck, like as the door opens and the camera's there and they're walking out. No, I'm sorry. It's Riker is walking out of the holodeck, and he hits his badge and goes, Picard to Riker. And Picard goes, yes, and the scene just goes on. Like, no one noticed that he said Picard to Riker instead of Riker to
Backwards.
Picard. Yeah. And
That's
I've seen it, but I can't find it now. I think it's a government conspiracy. They covered it up.
They covered it up.
Yeah,
Well, they could easily redub that. I mean, it would be.
Well, no, but I mean, it's like doesn't even exist on, because I'd seen it sent recently. No, I don't remember ever seeing it on the show.
That's like the Coke can on episode 2, Star Wars episode 2, when I believe it came out, and the original version, because they shot it digitally, had a Coke can on the when they come out of the stadium where they're going to be killed, Padme and.
I've tried to forget all of this.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I was just gonna.
But there's a Coke can like just laying around.
Yeah, well, just sitting on the thing, and then they go out with it, and it just disappears. But,
As soon as you mentioned like Coliseum, I was like, oh, that was in that. There was that, wasn't there?
The bug people.
Yeah, I completely forgot any of that.
What's the one for me? The First Contact, I believe it is, when somebody slides down the thing because they're getting away from the Borg.
Right.
So somebody bounces off one of the bulkheads, and they used these stupid little like covers for these cases,
right.
And you could tell what they were obviously, but you'd think they'd be metal, but then they bounce off of it, and you could see that it gives way.
Oh, really?
And then they bounce back. I was like, oh, that's so cheesy.
Oh, that's because I know what you're talking about. Those same things. I remember there was when Rom was trying to blow up Deep Space Nine. It went to and he opened like this toolbox that was stuck to the wall.
Yeah,
it was like a Rubbermaid.
Yeah,
like,
Rubbermaid thing, painted metallic or something like that.
Well, there you have it, another episode in the can. Check us out at trekcast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews, subscribe to us, we'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.